So today we're going to get power into the factory, and I found something amazing. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back everybody. This is Shino, and this is episode 40 of our playthrough series. Last episode we made and got fired up the cementation furnace. And we're going to take a quick peek here, and it's at 87%. This has been going a long time. So between episodes, this is what I've been doing. Coming back here and filling this thing up, keeping it going as best I can. It's still got a little bit more to go, but that's okay. We are very close to having it done. We'll get it done this episode. We're going to move on. So let's talk about what we did between episodes. So I spent a lot of time between episodes keeping the cementation furnace full of charcoal. And I spent a lot of time working on the factory floor, trying to get this filled in. Gathering resin. And starting to freeze again, which is never a good thing. And we worked all of our blooms. And then at night, I did some cooking. All right, so we are ready to get started on two things. One, we're going to work on the water wheel today. And we are going to need a steel plate for that. So just want to talk about every time you do a operation of making steel, some of your refractory blocks will get damaged and will need to be replaced. So it's always a good idea before you fire it back up again, go around, check for the broken ones, and get them repaired and replaced. I am getting kind of dangerously low on some of my resources, so I'm not going to do that right now, but we will here shortly. Okay, so when you look at the stone coffin after it's done, you'll see the process is complete. Break to retrieve the blister steel. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break all the pieces here. There we go. And you're going to see we have recovered a little bit of our charcoal back. And we have now 15 pieces of blister steel. Now that blister steel is going to have to be worked before we can use it for making our plates. A lot like the same way that we do with our iron. We're going to have to heat it back up. Now I think for this water wheel section, and it was for the base if I remember. Nope, it was for the flume section. So I guess we don't need to do this right now. Yeah, it's a steel plate. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to put these in here for now. And I will come back and I'll work these here in just a moment. So let's talk about what I've done so far on this. We got most of the floor laid in where we want it. We got the back wall put in. And I went ahead and put in a windmill. I've been testing and trying a few things here. So you can see right now I have this set up for speed. So this does not produce a lot of torque, but it does produce a lot of speed. And the reason it produces a lot of speed is, I'm going to jump down here so we can take a look at this. The windmill at the top turns the rotor, and that rotor works on an angled gear. So you got an angled gear to an angled gear. So every time the blades spin around once, it causes this axle to turn around once. And since this is attached with an angle gear down here, it causes this one to turn once. So this axle is turning at the exact same rate that the rotor is up there, a 1-to-1 as it gets to this point. Now, since it is still 1-to-1 here going to a small gear, so you have 8 teeth turning 8 teeth, so every time this one goes around once, this one goes around once. But this gear up here, as we go up to the top, the center part of it is also turning once. So that's turning around at the same rate of speed that that is. Now, where we gain the speed is that this large gear has 42 teeth, I think, or 45 teeth. I can't remember the count, and it's moving too fast for me to count right now. But so every time it goes around once, it causes this gear with 8 teeth to move 5 times. So we're getting a 1 rotation to 5 rotation right here. This is a speed increase when you're talking about mechanical power. Okay, the problem is that it does not increase torque. So you don't have a lot of torque coming off from this. So while you have a lot of speed going, if you were to put a Helve hammer on here, it would not move that fast. Okay, as a matter of fact, probably this entire system would come to a screeching halt. So we're not going to keep this process in place here, but I just wanted to see if I could set up a wide enough system to be able to increase speed. Now we do have a way that we can increase torque, and that's what we want to work on with these water wheels. So we talked about putting in a water wheel, and I'm thinking that I want to line up, yeah, about where this thing's at right there. So I think that is the right spot for our base right there. So I'm going to clear this out. Just like that. So that should be the right spot for our base. So we're going to build our water wheel base right here. That's where we're going to put this in at. So let's take a look at the base. Water wheel base. All right. So let's do. So I need one of those. For that, and I'm really hoping that I got enough resin. I forgot to make the boards. Okay, so we're gonna need 12 boards. I'm not gonna make a whole bunch. Now I did go ahead and make, since we're gonna be doing a lot of tooling stuff, I went ahead and made my saw, the iron chisel, and a hammer all out of meteoric iron. I felt pretty good about doing that. I think that's one of those things that right now we're going to need it. Okay, so let's go. What else we need? That's it. Okay, so one of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Put our hammer in. Put a lump of fat in. And the boards. And then 4 resin. There we go. There is our base. Let's put that in. Does that look right? Let's see. Yeah, it's not really saying. All right, we're going to give this a shot like this. I think, I think that water wheel base needs to come out over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that like that and put the water wheel base like that. Okay. And then can I break this one and will it fall? It will not fall. Cool. Okay. All right, now for our water wheel. Okay, those go there. Those go there. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 8 plates. 10 resin. The hammer. And there's our water wheel. Cool. So, wrong side. But that kind of answers the question that I was asking. So we do need to put the base here. Right there. And will the water wheel then attach from this side? It does. Cool. And then I have an axle. That does not attach that way. Okay. So the axle... Oh, there it goes. And then the angle gear. Maybe a little harder to get to. Let's put one block down here. Connecting axle must be attached to a block. And jammed it right up. Okay. Okay. We do have the power connected to there. Cool. All right. So now the next thing we need to do is we do need to get water going. Now I'm just going to test something here. If we were to say... that, would it spin? A little. But I think right now, because of the wind, so let's go Let's go up here and see if we can disengage this thing for just a moment. See what that does. Get to that. Anything? Still not spinning. Okay. Oop. Yeah. There we go. All right. So the next thing I want to try is from up here. And I think I'll need to do it this way. Now I bet you it does. Let's give it a shot. Let's see. Still not. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to play around with this. See if I can figure out how to make it work. But yeah, we've got a water mill. We got our first one. So my thought was what I wanted to do is I want to do this one as an overshot. So bring the water, let it come over the top here, let it fall down, and then hit another water wheel that's right here as a breast shot, and then go underneath it. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do that or not. I'm going to have to play around with it and see how I can make this work. So, all right. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. This has been episode 40. You know, didn't get a whole lot of stuff done, but we did get the water wheel built. That was nice. And it looks good. So I can't wait to get that working fully functional. Next episode that comes out is going to be the recap episode. And then episode 41, that series was actually where I was going to start the steel making. So we kind of jumped a little bit, but that's okay. It's no big deal. We'll still make some steel. But I also want to get into making like some of the advanced armor pieces as well. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. I have a little bit of a surprise. I got a little clip that I'm going to show you before we get to the end of it. Something fun I found. So I'm going to get to that, and we'll see you guys next time. All right, let's light this way up. And oh! Oh my goodness! Yay! You can't see my face, but I'm very excited. I got a big smile on my face. I'm kind of smirking. Halite. Oh, we have salt. Okay. Oh my goodness. You know how many times I've been in this cave and just never came down here because I was just focused on the black coal? Oh my gosh. Okay, it's not a very stable area.